Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. That looks pretty good. Hey everybody. Happy Saturday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome back, Splinterheads and Golem Mancers and whatever game you may play. This is the show for you if it involves the Hive blockchain, because I'm interested in them, well, the majority of them. At this point, I don't think I can start a new one, but I'm spread out on several of them. Ike, welcome. Good afternoon to you as well. Thanks for dropping by. Well, I think we'll just dive into it as people slowly come on. Wibble, hello, Mr. Dragon. We is in the house. Thank you for dropping by. So, obviously, I think the big topic this week is Rebellion. Hey, Virus, thanks for dropping by. Welcome. So obviously, I think we have to talk about the Rebellion pre-release this week. To me, it went pretty smoothly. Of course, I was sitting at work, and I had a ping come up, whenever they put out messages in Discord a couple hours before the pre-release. Here, I'm on Eastern time, so it happened at 2 in the afternoon. And I heard a ping on my phone on Discord 2 or 3 hours beforehand, and I saw that Matt had announced that they were going to go live and do a show. So I'm like, well, I got to try to catch that, and I had meetings kind of at the same time in between, so I was catching here and there, so it was pretty interesting. Paul Taylor's in the house. Thanks for dropping by. So I think it went smoothly. From my aspect, I usually try not to do a lot of buy-sell trading on mobile because in the past it's given me and given people some issues. But this time around, I didn't really have any issues, right? So I already had my DEC position for the packs. I had my vouchers, but I had forgotten to bring them, into the game off the chain. But I was able to log in, and although I didn't buy a huge amount of packs like some other people did, I was able to log in, and I was able to transfer my vouchers off chain into the game and buy my packs, and it was all pretty smooth. I didn't have any glitches on mobile. So it's not perfect, but it worked, you know what I mean? And at that point in time, things were selling fast, hot and heavy, and we can take a look at it now. Let's see here. You can see I bought 50 packs. That's pretty much where I'm going to stay. Although I might buy some more because we'll take a minute and look at the secondary market. The packs are selling for cheaper on the secondary market than they are straight from the game now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard. So YGG pool still at the top. I don't know if anybody's going to take them over. We'll see. Obviously, it looks like they went together and had a nice large pool going to get themselves a large amount of packs. But the number I wanted to look at is 235,620 so far. So we are close to half of the total amount that's available for the whole month, right? And when the pre-release happened, it took less than 15 minutes. It's arguable because different numbers were coming fast and furious, right? But it's safe to say that less than 15 minutes after the pre-release, the Dow loan was paid off. Yeah, it makes sense. People will try to sell packs so they can buy more for the leaderboard. Oh, so you're thinking, that's logical, I guess. I was kind of thinking the other way. Obviously with the new change in how things are going, you would really want to keep packs to stake, for the airdrops, for the new war wagons and everything, the battle wagons and everything. But I can see your point. If that's your specific goal is to place on the leaderboard for the various prizes, I could see that point. I could see you would have to take a decent loss. I did the numbers this morning, and it looks like a pack on the secondary market's going for $3.17, $3.18, $3.18 US. Whereas, let's take a look. I was over here. Let's do a refresh. I like this little section that Splinter Cards has going for Rebellion. It's very handy. So we're looking at about $3.96 unless you buy in large bulk, and then you can get it down if you're going as high as $2,000. You can get it down to $3.50, but you're still taking a bit of a loss selling on the secondary market. But I can see your point. If the primary play is to get on that leaderboard. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty close right here as far as getting in those top 6 slots. I don't know if anybody's going to overtake YGG Pool on #1 though. But like I've always said, I don't. I play from a different mindset. I just wanted to get some. I wanted to get my packs to be able to stake on the war wagons. I like that whole idea. Now, after the first airdrop, I'll have to consider, whether it makes sense to me to go ahead and keep doing that, or to just go ahead and open the cards and play with them or whatnot. So, depends on how much you value the promo cards and title. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like the promo cards. I haven't done a whole lot of investigation into them. They seem to be, I've always thought that neutral cards bring a little bit more value to the to your play than a specific splinter, right? Obviously, they can be used in a lot more situations. So we'll see going forward when people get them in their hands and start to be able to play with them. But I think we can make some certain assumptions as far as, their powers. They basically look like tanks and buffers, especially with the Smith. He's going to be a buffer card. I'll be interested to see what powers he has as he's ranked up, I remains to be seen on Mantaroth. Obviously, he looks like a big old tank of a character. Obviously, going to be pretty good. But my whole point is they bring more value because they're neutral. International Travel Channel in the house. Guten Tag. Thanks for dropping by. We are talking Rebellion packs. I like the artwork, and if you've watched my video, I've released a couple 2 or 3 videos on the subject, but I like, let me see where the link is. They do a lot of information. They put a lot of information on this, just the buy page in and of itself. Hit the like button. Yes, please. I agree. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you like this kind of stuff. I appreciate everybody who's subscribed and who stop by to watch my videos on a daily basis. Announcement. This is the year anniversary of my channel. So last year at this time, I started this channel. I started out very small. And I'm still a small channel, let's face it. But I'm doing a lot more videos, and I'm a lot more comfortable talking Splinterlands and various other Hive blockchain games. I've got a guild in Golem Overlord now, so I'm all over the place, but I do keep everybody up to date and stay into the Splinterlands game. If you've been watching some of my videos, I'm really kind of looking towards land. Obviously, that's been moved, that's going to hopefully occur before the end of the year. Who knows? But I'm kind of prepared for that. A lot of my moves and what I'm looking for are I'm always looking for deals. If plots in my certain areas become available and it's a good deal, I'm going to jump on it. So I like the whole idea of the land game. Obviously, I'm a card player. I also, thanks, Wibble. Happy birthday. And Virus says, congrats on 1 year. Thank you. I mean, I got into YouTubing just because I wanted to talk about Splinterlands, and there's several big names out there, right? We all know their names, but I just wanted to express my opinion, and I kind of approach it from a different angle than some of the other guys. So I think it's valuable, and it's turned out to be a little bit more work than I thought it was. It involved putting a little bit more equipment into my office than I thought I needed at first, but I like doing it. I like keeping everybody up to date as much as possible. And from the heart, I'm really a card game player, so that's what I like. I do what really got me into it, into Splinterlands was the DeFi kind of thing. I've said this on a few videos. The one thing I didn't like about collecting collectible cards. I was into Magic the Gathering very big back in the day, but the hard part over the years is buy, selling, and trading those cards, right? So you can have a card in your hand and you can say this is worth $100 or whatever it's worth, but unless you can get somebody to actually pay you $100 for that, it's not worth $100. And Splinterlands was an opportunity that I saw that allowed it. It was very easy to jump in and buy. It's easy to spend a lot of money on, but it's also to go ahead and say, hey, I want to get into land, so I'm going to go and I'm going to sell off some of my cards, or I'm going to sell some of the packs I have, and kind of switch where you have your money around depending upon how you want to play the game. So I like that. I also like the new card packs. I like the idea of I'm really into the dual splinter summoners, if you will, because back in the day I used to love to play with dual lands in Magic. Wish I would have saved those, but anyway, I probably will jump in and get the dual splinter summoners. If nothing else, I'm sure that the set will have lots of other cool stuff in it too. But if you've watched some of my videos, and I haven't done a whole lot of those type of videos lately, but I've always felt that the rock solid foundation of your collection is your summoner set. And usually, this is my opinion, usually if you're asking yourself, should I get this better summoner or increase this summoner level to get to max for wherever I'm playing, or should I buy this other particular card, it's usually better to go with strengthening your summoners or buying a cool other summoner that's very strong, right? I found, and everybody can kick into the chat if you think I'm wrong, but I think that the summoners are the foundation of your set, and if you're new to the game and you're getting into it, that's where you should start with. You should say, well, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, but it was kind of the idea of this new collection coming out, and one of the focuses is, as Matt said, and they were talking about on the show, is summoners, because there's going to be a lot of summoners in this set, right? I think he said at least 10, if not more. So you're going to have your standard rare summoners, and then you're going to have, I think he said, 5 dual splinter summoners. I don't think Matt said it. The other guy, I can't remember his name. If you remember his name, kick it into the chat. The one guy that was talking about the details. Anyway, he said there's going to be 5 dual splinter summoners, and then there are the legendary summoners on top of that for the airdrops. So flank, lookout. I like the fact that they are bringing more abilities into the game that are kind of logical. And if you've played, I'm looking up at my stream. Yeah, my stream was kind of lagging there for a minute. If you've played other MMOs and role-playing games, all these abilities seem very familiar. That's the word. Seem very familiar, and they're all logical because most of them have a counterpart, right? Something that is negative and positive against them. So it's all strategy. This is evolving the game. Tim, okay, I'll have to look into it. Either way, shout out. I'm forgetting the guy's name, but either way, I know that this Rebellion set's going to have a lot of summoners, and I think where I was going with this is the fact that the game is evolving. Okay, from a big picture of things, we've got a game that started off as just a basic auto battler, and let's face it, it's been a basic auto battler all along, but it's evolved. And the gameplay has evolved, okay? So a lot of this gameplay evolution was forced, kind of. Obviously, from a team perspective, you're going to want to try to improve your game and keep it new and interesting. And that's why all these new games, all games out, just keep improving, adding a lot of games fall in that trap of keep adding superfluous items just to keep adding stuff. But if you're evolving your game, making it better, but in the meantime, making it harder for automation, bots, if you will, to play it, then it's serving two functions at one time, right? It's improving your game. It's making it a more strategic game. It's going to involve more thought process. The offshoot of that is, yes, it's going to make it more difficult for bots to play. Is it going to be impossible? No. Those guys that write the bots and everything, they're smart guys. They're smarter than I am, right? They're going to probably be able to adjust their program to work with it. But as we go along, it at some point might become almost impossible for a bot to play, or we hit a spot where it's just not worth it, right? But either way, we're going forward, and we've got the new ability on the summoners to choose between two abilities. So that adds a new step to the match, right? We've talked about this, but it's worth talking about again, right? And this kind of plays in, not kind of, it does play in with the evolution that Matt and the team has seen with the game as far as where they want to take it down the road in Land 2.0 and further with the items and with the spells, right? So I did a video on this a week or two ago, and that might also insert another step into the process of playing the game. Which basically just keeps exponentially increasing the difficulty for bots to play, right? Because you have all these combinations in step one to choose from the bot's perspective and from a human brain perspective, right? And then that leads into the second step where, okay, well, I saw what my opponent was playing. I saw what Wibble was playing, and I decided to choose this specific power for my summoner because it's going to be bad for him. Or I chose the specific power on my summoner that's good for me, that gives me a buff or him a debuff, right? And then down the road, as we've been talking about the evolution of spells and items, also very familiar from Magic the Gathering, you might have an item that you could play that also helps to, say Wibble was playing Magic against me, right? And I was playing ranged or something. I had an item that I could throw down that was anti-magic, that reduced magic damage, or something like that, right? Then I had a spell that I could cast and specifically take out one of, say he was playing Quora, and I had an item and I had a spell that was specifically good for taking out Quora. That's a third or fourth step, right? So we're exponentially getting more difficult. Now, as I've said in my video on this topic, you hit a certain point where you can make the game more difficult than what you need to be, and just for the sake of bringing it forward, and then you start turning people off. Wibble says, no need to debuff my teams. I'm bringing enough. Yeah, I was just using your name for example. But my whole point is they're taking it in a good direction. I like where the game's going. In fact, going forward, it's increasingly, even though I've had the Archmage bot playing my hand now in Wild for a while, it's increasingly, with the new summoners and everything, got me wanting to think about going ahead and back and playing on a daily basis, right? So I like all the ideas that are going into it. It sounds like they put a lot of thought process into this new expansion. I'm really looking forward to it. They did up, if you haven't checked out the whole buy page, they put most of the information right here. Here we can see the titles we're talking about: Dawnbringer, Defiant, Rebel. If you're on that list, those titles should help out in the future. They have been... BB Omega's in the house. Good morning to you as well. Thanks for dropping by. We've been basically talking about the pre-sale release this week and how it went. everybody can kick in how they think it went on their side. I think it went pretty smooth, as I had said. I stand with the amount of packs I bought. I'm going to get 5 Smiths, and probably will go ahead and look at increasing his level on the secondary market when possible. Remains to be seen if I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably be guilty of buying more packs on the secondary market. You know me, well, if you've been watching my videos, you know me, I try to get a deal whenever I can. But who doesn't like a deal, right? So, and we just went over the dual elements, the ability choices, the target options, which all bring the game forward. You know, it's just increasing, what do I want to say? It's improving. It's improving the strategy needed in the game, improving the brain power needed to play it. Hopefully everything works out well. Let's see. Started great. According to expectations, and everything from now on until a general sale is gravy. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. We were talking numbers earlier. So we can see that 235,000 plus packs have been bought, not including the bonus packs, and it'll probably just slowly go out. I imagine that towards the end of the month, if there are packs left, the FOMO will hit and people will start buying off. You know how that goes. We've seen it with every single pack sale. It gets towards the end, that FOMO kicks in, and bam, people buy them up. So I imagine if it doesn't hit the 500,000, it'll get very close. I do like the fact, like I stated earlier, that I never had an idea that the Dow loan would not get paid off, because if you just do the numbers, it was going to get paid off. It's just I was surprised that it got paid off so fast. It was like less than 15 minutes, right? Ghostly BG's in the house. Hey. It's probably going to sell out. I'm going to wait to see how many I need for title. Oh, so you're going for the title. One of the titles, that is. Yeah, I mean, I can see the value in that. I'm not in the top tier buyers. I've always been that low end guy, and that's fine. Everybody's at a different place, and it's worth looking at it from different strategic viewpoints. Matt is always about, they're always trying to add value to every different point in the game, and one of those points is the title, right? So he continues to put different things into the game that give titles value, other than just throwing a title up on your name, right? Especially going into land, especially if you have a castle or a keep. A title would be a great option, a great addition to that castle or keep, So plus other things, So Ghostly, welcome. Probably slow selling until the last couple days, and then probably another big sale. Yeah, I agree. Whenever I came into the game, I was at the very end of Untamed. And there was not that there's a direct comparison here, but just talking card sets, right? There was I don't know, 50 to 100,000 packs left, something. I don't know. I don't even remember the number. But there was a kind of, at the time, it appeared to be a lot of packs to me as a newcomer, right? And so I bought 5 packs. And I'm like, oh, I'll just buy those packs. I'll just buy, I'll buy 5 a week or something like that, getting into it. 3 days later, sold out. I'm like, well, there goes that, and then the prices started kicking up on the aftermarket. So, yeah, I agree. There's going to be a slow trickle until the FOMO hits at the very end. So it wouldn't surprise me if we sold out, but, either way. I think that they have a good strategy with the burn going into place as soon as it goes live on the 5th. I think that we'll see how it works out, but I think that that's kind of working towards, how they will go forward in the future. A lot of big numbers are going as it's just waiting for the end. You know what I hate? On my chat, there's a picture of a heart, which is like one of the emojis you can use, and it's always right over what somebody is saying, so I can't tell the last word they're saying. Either way, I feel there will be a tough competition for the top 6 spots and another competition for getting in the top 30. Yeah, that's a good point. From a bystander's standpoint, I've kind of kept an eye on the top spenders, and there's always tough competitions when it comes down to this, fitting in the top 6 and then fitting the top 30, because that's where people want to be. Obviously, if you are down towards, 25 through 30, you are going to be worried about getting overtaken by these guys sitting right down here, and the guys in the people in the 30 through 40 spot are going to try to, if they're going to make a move, they're probably going to make a move there at the end, because as far as I know, there's really no incentive to do it now. It's kind of like come from behind and splurge and go really fast and jump into the top 30 to get that. Now, there's there's a bigger divide when you come into here. So if we're looking at Monster Bank versus Bribro, there's only about 54 packs difference, right? But once you get above that, it's a large amount difference, another 1,000. So, Bribro might be kind of anticipating some Monster Bank trying to overtake him. But I agree. It's all the spirit of competition, but we're talking a large amount of money. I know some of you guys here spend a lot more money on this than I do. And that's cool. I mean, if that's what you're doing, I just can't from a head standpoint. It's all strategy, right? So I would imagine that people in these locations that could possibly jump into the next level or possibly have people trying to overtake them would be very aware of that. And either like in this case, either Bribro is saying, well, I've got some money set aside to rebuff that action if somebody overtakes my position, or he might be like, well, I've bought what I'm going to buy, but who knows. Good point though. Currently trying to move all of my Riftwatcher packs and my spare Rooney so I can buy 500 more packs. So you're selling your a spare Rooney, and you're selling your Riftwatchers packs, and then you're going to buy. Interesting. Yeah, that's kind of a note I was talking about earlier, is that one of the things I like about this game, and the game has expanded to cover so many different options, where there's so many different ways you can spend your money in this game, right? That you can move things around. Now, sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get your investment out that you want to get, instead of taking too big of a loss, right? Because unless you're just dumping and running, you don't want to take much. You would like to get profit, but in a lot of cases you have to take a little bit of loss. So I'm going to take a minute here to drink water. But this week I bought some packs. I put a little bit more money into SPS, because we can take a look at SPS. Let's do a refresh here. We also had a refresh on the Mav server, and it's very smooth now working on LAN. Well, that's good to hear. I hadn't gone into the LAN channel much this week, as there's other things going on. That's good to hear. And with using the new Peak Monsters Land app, it makes for fast builds and harvesting. Can't see it being long now. Good to hear. That's what I like to hear, because I'd like to jump in, get everything set up. Let's see here. So, just kind of, I'm sure this is something everybody looks at anyway, but DEC has been up for a while. It's been up since they announced the card pre-sale. SPS made a little bit of a climb during the whole time period of the card pack pre-sale, and now it's kind of gone down a little bit. I just did buy some SPS. I've been buying a little SPS here and there. I don't have like it on a schedule or anything, but I do think that with everything going forward, not investment advice like everybody says, but I do think that if you're into the game, it doesn't hurt to kind of dollar cost average and buy a little SPS and, from time to time, which I did this week. And yeah, like every other week, I'll buy some. Vouchers is up. Actually, it's down from where it was during the week, probably due to the card pack pre-sale action. And Hive, nicely enough, is staying up from where it was a week or two ago. So I put my land plans on the back burner. So BB Omega, are you focusing more on the expansion, or what are you focusing on versus land? Because I am looking forward to land. What else? Let's see here. No, not that. Shop. I want to go to the shop. The market, that is. Oh, I was on this bag. I bought my weekly alpha card. My weekly alpha card was a air elemental this week, if you're interested. Let's go to alpha. So what I wanted to look at here was what packs we're going for. Looking back on the SPS staking requirements, what are your thoughts on it now? I know it was a big concern for you when it first came out. That's a good question, Paul. You know, when it first came out, yeah, you're right. I did some videos, and you know, I've all along saw that, you know, why they needed to do it. Let's go ahead. Just to be right up front, I'm at a little bit more than double. Oh, I'm almost triple. So when the news first came out, I was at like 10,000 SPS staked, and now I'm at almost 30,000, right? And that represents where I'm playing. In Gold 2, I get a 9.32 boost, and that goes down to like 7 something when I hit Gold 3. But my account had, I moved my account when all the changes went live because of bots, from Modern to Wild. Still playing Archmage, but I had to move down from Diamond to Gold. It wasn't going to be, because of the amount, tying this into this conversation, because the amount of SPS I do have staked, it wasn't, to me, going to be viable, even if my deck could play in Diamond, to go ahead and keep playing in Diamond and Wild, okay? Because the boost would be down around 2 or 3, right? And to me, that's not drawing in enough chests, okay? Even in Gold, it's still pretty, you know, I think the last couple weeks I have drawn in about 50 gold chests. And on a daily basis, I get, you know, 3 to 5 chests, which is not bad. I'm not complaining, right? So your question was, I guess I was at the time a little bit salty, but hopefully optimistic. I think that was my overall thought. And at this point, I think it's working out. I mean, I am getting a lot less than what I did last year, right? But with the goals of the game and with trying to, you know, extend the lifespan of it, I've also seen what I'm doing, a lot of other people had to do as well too. So there's a lot of big other YouTubers and everything like that that are playing it down a level from where they used to, right? So unless you exist at the top tier, which is always the case, if you put the most money into the game, you're going to get the most out of it, right? That's logical. It's a pay-to-win game, face up. I think it's going well. I'm not extremely salty anymore. It's been a while since I put out a salty video, I feel. I do feel that I kind of am not that guy to listen to if you want a hype train type video. But I'm not afraid to say things I like about it. But I've always been straight up. I like it from a card game perspective. And I like, you know, I like card... buy, sell, trading cards, although I don't sell many. I like the idea I could. But I think the SPS staking is working out. Now, on the flip side of that, what has that done for SPS? Not a whole lot. At the very beginning, it went up because people were buying SPS to stake, and get there. But since then, we've just seen continually downhill. Now, hopefully, with the whole flywheel discussion or topic, hopefully, as we go forward into the rebellion coming out and land 1.5, and then eventually, the iterations between 1.5 and 2.0 coming out. Hopefully those changes and everything that goes into that will bring SPS up. Obviously, that's the goal, right? DEC is up now. It would only take a little bit more for DEC to go up for people to start burning DEC to get SPS, which theoretically would start bringing SPS up further. I guess my whole point is demonstrated that I'm still buying SPS. I even bought some vouchers the other day I've never bought vouchers, and to buy the packs, I bought some vouchers and I bought some extra, right? So I'm hopefully optimistic. Don't always want to be that salty guy. So BB Omega says, yeah, spent all my saved up DEC and some for packs. Consuela, morning. Thanks for dropping by. Must be a new person here. I don't remember that name, Suarez. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Welcome to the fold. Thanks for dropping by. We are talking all things Splinterland, and I have been doing a lot in Golem Overlord as well, if anybody wants to talk about that. Like I said, today, if you follow along, one thing I've been doing is buying an alpha card every week to try. Let's go ahead and look at where I stand, just for the sake of discussion, because I've been finding some alpha cards lately that I have never played with or played against. And you know what? I've been seeing some other cards. So, okay, this pops up. So basically, I buy my cards on my main account and transfer them to the secondary account. This is the card I bought this week, which is the Air Elemental, and we'll take a further look at it. I'm getting to the point where I've got most of the alpha sets. Of course, there's some high dollar ones that I don't have yet, but let's see here. Not Chaos Legion. From a collector standpoint, I think every card game you collect, you always go in, and it's usually the alpha set that's the most intriguing. So that's kind of what led me to this. And all these are just 1BCX cards. I just wanted to say that I had a copy of the alpha set, right? Now, obviously, I might get into some cards that are just too expensive at the top that I can't afford. But at this point, I did, like I said, I am in the Epic section, and I did buy a 1BCX of the Air Elemental. It might be interesting to do a little bit of a focus each week and look at some of these old cards. But this particular one picks up its its first power at level 3, which is dodge, which makes sense for an Air Elemental. But that makes a very interesting card because it's a range, 3 damage, very fast, 6 speed, plus it has dodge. So obviously this would kind of, it would fit into any range hand you want to go at, but it would be especially good in an all-ranged hand, that type of game. But long-time listener, first-time caller. Well, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I've been finding the alpha set pretty interesting. If you can see this is where I stand. I just recently got through the rare summoners, and I'm into the epics now. So we'll see how long I can afford them. But I think it's cool. Let's go ahead and jump back out of this. But yeah, I've been running across some cards that I've just never played or played against. And a lot of them, Let me look at a few cards. If everybody wants to talk about cards, if you want to talk about Golem Overlord or Terracore or Splinter Forge, just speak up and we can start talking about different topics, because I have been active in Golem Overlord this week as well. We are pushing, I pushed into Prestige 10. Okay, so Consuela says, are those alphas for land? They are not. They are just for the sake of having alphas, to tell you the truth. My strategy on land, I've done several videos on it, but I'm going into land and I'm not a big holder. I have 10 plots, which that's kind of puts me in the low average, I guess. I guess I think they say a lot of people have between like 5 and 15 plots or something like that, if you're going to play land. But my strategy it started out, it's evolved, right? My strategy started out with a finding from Gathering the Magic that having gold foil commons maxed out was very good value at that point. Now, obviously, the prices on them have come up a little bit, but I started off with the strategy of filling my land up with 5 gold foil max commons, right? And then I started buying more plots, and the gold foil started going up. So I had to modify my strategy. So my current strategy is each land plot I have is going to have 2 or 3 gold foil max level commons, and then a couple max standard foil legendaries. So I'm going to be in about that 9,000 to 10,000 production points per plot. Now, I might move that around a little bit on, I do have an epic plot, I do have some magic plots, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do there. So it'll be interesting. I will probably make a video as I populate my land. A lot of the streamers will probably be doing this. I think it's just interesting, right? To see how everybody's got a different, even Gathering has changed his strategy a little bit along the way. So I think my strategy change was really motivated by the prices going up. Let's take a look, just for the sake of curiosity. Let's go to market. Let's go to gold foil. And let's go to Chaos Legion and rewards. And let's go away. So, you know, obviously Venari Heatsmith is usually the cheapest. Let's see here. Oh, let's look at it on Peak Monsters. Sorry. Oh yeah, I was also looking at these because I'm thinking about, I love my Mischievous Mermaid and my Coral Wraith. They get so much use. I know I'm hopping around, sorry, different topics, but I was on this page anyway. So my Coral Wraith and my Mischievous Mermaid, even though I only have them at like level 2 or 3, they get so much use that I've been thinking about advancing them. Great cards. Either way, let's go ahead and clear this out and look at gold foil. Okay. So, and let's go by BCX. Interesting. So, let's look at history. And actually, the gold foil looks like it's coming down a little bit. Just kind of looking at the cheapest ones. So a week or two ago, they were at an all-time high. I think that we've went through a little bit of a doldrums. We switched over from everybody talking about land to everybody talking about rebellion, and I think that a lot of the people who have bought and prepared for land and going to be prepared for land have already done it. Obviously, we have the large landholders who have done whatever they've done up to this point, and then they're just slowly buying cards for their other land. I would anticipate that, but for whatever reason, and I love my Pellicore Bandits. Who doesn't love a good Pellicore Bandits? But everything in these cheaper gold foil commons seem to be on the downward trend. Maybe hold on leveling those untamed. Yeah, I agree with that point. But I play in wild. So, well, that's a misnomer. My Archmage bot plays in the wild. But your point is, if I'm going to go back to playing modern, to buy modern cards. Yeah, I agree. It's a good point. But I love those cards. So, I mean, how much play I've got out of the Coral Wraith and the Mischievous Mermaid. When I first came into the game, I immediately saw around Untamed, I immediately saw that water was the king, right? It was strong, right? Obviously, this statement is probably arguable, but Alric with magic at that point in time was, you saw it all the time. It was very strong, right? That's why I love my Alric. And yes, that's why I advanced my Alric from 3 to 4 the other day, even though it was a little bit of chunk of money. But I've got so much play use out of those cards that they're just great cards. Yeah. I even thought about buying a Lobsterdamus just to go along with them. Yeah, I don't have a Lobsterdamus. It's cool, though. I was looking at the artwork, and it's a lobster with a wizard hat on it. But anyway, back to my point on here is the fact that it looks like the gold foil commons have moderated and come back down off of, you can see the 4-week average here. So I still maintain, and obviously everybody's got to look at their land plots and figure out what kind of production points you want to go into each land plot with. But if you are going into a perspective like I was, as far as trying to put about 10,000 production points on each land, maxed out gold foil commons are a great way to go. And their price has come back down. Is this investment advice? Of course not. But we can just see the charts. I mean, I've looked at 8 of them now, and they're all coming down. So they're also great play cards as well. Most of these are great play cards as well. So, but back on Golem Overlord, yeah. So I pushed into Prestige 10 just today. We've been leveling our guild. We are close to. If you're in my guild, or if you play Golem Overlord and need a spot, let me know, because we have a few extra spots. We are close to level 4, which we will pick up an extra percentage point in claim, which should be nice. Lots of big changes in Golem Overlord. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I also think that we're at a point where these won't be around for too much longer. Is that trying to hype? No, but I gotta think that once some of the big landholders start scooping up card, or they've already started, but continue to fill out all their land plots, these gold foils are going to go away, right? I don't know necessarily if the big name buyers are concentrating on gold foil commons or if they have other strategies. Obviously, they got much higher dollar cards, but they're still pretty economical from anybody's standpoint, right? I've been buying them for play and land. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've bought them up for land purchases, or for land use, and bought a few extra copies for my personal use, and they're just sitting on my account until land comes out to play. So, have not done a lot in Terracore lately. I still continue to play. Most of my time has been in Splinterlands or Golem Overlord. I still play Splinter Forge on a daily basis. Let's redo that. See, currently, I've always played in the silver, really. I'm ranked 26th on this monster. He's about dead. Once people start seeing the ROI on land, I think those cards go first for sure. Yeah. I've been buying various gold foils for my plots as well. I mean, you can do the numbers. It's just undeniable for the plots, gold foils, whichever you choose to go with. Commons, I go with commons because they're cheaper, but commons, rares on up. And it's going to be very similar going into the battle wagons, I feel, because I feel that they took their idea for the battle wagons strategically right off of what they did on land. Anira, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Due to your time zone, what time zone are you in? Are you quite off from Eastern time? I've mentioned this before, but I'm kind of used to. I work with people from around the world. The business I work with is 24/7, if you will, and sometimes I usually jump on really early when I'm at work so I can catch people in Europe and in APAC, but I'm used to that. But thanks for dropping by. Completely forgot what I was going to say. Okay, so, oh, I know what I was talking about. The comparison between staking cards on land and staking cards going forward on the battle wagons. I think it's a very similar idea. I think they're reusing a few ideas they have, which is fine because it works. But going forward on the battle wagons, you will only be able to use the new rebellion cards. So, excuse me. So this pushes two things, right? So it pushes people, if you want to partake in the airdrops, you're going to have to buy packs. Well, you don't really have to. You could just settle for buying 5 rebellion cards, maxing them out, or to whatever level you want to. Obviously, it would probably make best money sense to max out each of the cards you're going to put on a battle wagon and just have it that way. Or you could have up to 100 packs staked. It remains to be seen. Obviously, we're all going to jump in and see how it works out. I'm hoping for the best. I know that as a low-end buyer, I won't have a huge amount of chance for an airdrop, but I would like a fighting chance, right? Everybody does, But obviously, I think it's going to come down to the big pack buyers are going to end up having most of the airdrops, which is fine. I mean, they put big money into it, right? We'll see how it goes going forward, though. PH time. Just got off of work. Well, thanks for dropping by. I do appreciate it. We have about 8 minutes left, so before the bottom of the hour. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up and talk about? Just taking a few minutes back over here on Golem Overlord, they did put the new Yixen's Trinket promo live, which seemed pretty expensive to me. I mean, if you're into playing the game, you see that he's put a whole new subsystem into the game about crafting and everything. And so it would seem to me, if you were going to put a lot of money into crafting, that this new blacksmith, what's he calling it? The blacksmith thing is going to... Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Blacksmith Claim Pass. I guess this would come in handy if you intended on sinking a lot of money into items and crafting. But to me, 2,500 shards is just out of my price range. But we've been having a good time in our guild, and we've been able to almost advance to the next level. I feel within a couple days we should be able to advance in the next level. If not, I'll probably be forcing it over. Did you look into if going past level 9 is value, or will it take future value? Okay, so that's a good point. And yes, I did, but I don't have a whole lot of hard facts for you, other than one, a lot of people have stated in Discord that yes, you can go over 10, but it becomes a lot more expensive when you go into 10 and beyond, and there are diminishing returns. So you get a lot less out of it, and it costs a lot more. Now, I will addend that by saying that Yixen himself and the other guys involved have said that there is future value in going over 10. Okay, he said that there will be more gameplay value written into this, so it will be worth it. Currently, not. Currently, it's very expensive with vastly decreasing benefits out of it, but in the future, there will be. It seems like way too many things introduced at the same time. Hey, Jeffrey Jones, thanks for coming by. Sorry, Joffrey Jones. Mispronounced that. Sorry about that. Vozina's in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for dropping by. And I agree. Oh, wow. I'm making 6K part in a day. I will have to see if that's the truth, Virus. I want to see once I get back up to level 50 where I stand. I can say that this is on my radar, and I'm going to continue to look into it. I do know that if I can see it, Yixon put out an announcement this past week, and he put an article on Peak D about, and I do need to make a video on it, but it's his whole plan of what he's going to do in the game. One of the items was reworking the prestige line, and the main point was he's going to put value into prestiging past 9. So I'll leave it at that. As far as come to think of it, and I just prestiged to 10 this morning, so this is coming from that time frame, is that I see that my max did not increase. Okay, so the increase is the max level is still level 50, right? So I just saw that, which would tell me that there's not going to be any increased stats, just like you've been saying, right? So I'm just trying to think this out. So, this is something that's on Yixon's radar. This is something he's working on, and what will be written into it, what will be the further benefits, I don't know. But I might, I've been pushing really hard for, to get to 9 now to 10. I might slack off a little bit. I don't know. But back to another point that was just made, there's a lot of things going in the game, and it's kind of hard to keep up. It's amazing me how much is going. He goes in spurts, I think. He's just putting out all kinds of new stuff, and I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to make the game, give the game more levels, make it more interesting to play, but at the same time, he's trying to increase the value of part and shard, putting a lot of different burn mechanisms in. He's putting out a lot for one guy, right? And he may have another person or two that's working with him. I'm not sure, but he's the main guy, right? So I can tell you this, that I've really defaulted to the short claim lately, because using the long claim, I find that if I get over like 500 part in my stash, I just become a big target. So I've really been defaulting to the short claim. Oh well, that's just play, Ike says, I get 1% for each level. Will be level 17 by the end of weekend. Yeah, I had asked that in Discord chat, and somebody else replied to me that they were level 19 or something. So I guess there's a benefit to it. I will see once I get maxed out, and I can answer for sure. But I agree with Ike, since they've already done that, right? So we'll see. But like I said, it is on his plans for adding further future value to that. So, but it's going well, and we did increase our guild intake. We put a 3% tax, as it were, and it's been working okay. The tax rate helps to bring up the level of the guild, which helps everybody in turn. Each step is kind of hard, because to get, we're getting ready to go into 2%, but then it takes 2 levels to get to 3%, right? And the 3% tax, or whatever your guild goes with, it's just very minuscule as far as bringing in shard, because people will still have to, we're still only bringing in a few shard a day, still have to kick in shard, but it all benefits everybody once your guild levels up into getting that extra percentage point. Hey, Richard, thanks for dropping by. You're catching me right at the end of the stream, but thanks for dropping by. I do appreciate it. As you can see, this is the background I got. I drew out of one of those Yixon's crates a few days ago. Thought it was pretty cool. Does not give me any extra benefit. I am looking forward to trying and getting a, let's see, let's look at backgrounds. I would like to get an invaluable background, but they're still sitting at a 90 Hive. I'm running an exceptional right now. Lately, I will tell you this, that if you look at the prices of bringing your percentage, your shards up per claim, I do think that bringing up your Golem charging station, while it is expensive in part, it's cheaper than paying Hive for these various other items to increase it. So I've been pressing up on Golem charging station as well. Wibble says beaver. Okay. Well, it's been interesting. Thanks for the conversation. Once again, I hope everyone has a good week. I hope everyone on your side is doing happy and healthy. Have a great week. Get some more Rebellion packs, and I'll see you next week. I'll see you on the flip side.